I don't have my Bacardi bottle, you can go without a beer.
Hey, welcome to episode 26. Father's Day is that I am your father. It's a Father's Day weekend, so put out, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And, as we were just talking, I have a few kids myself. I wanted to talk about a few things. We plan on talking about some of the last couple premiere events that had come through, that had been played in the last couple weeks, that they've started to put the, scores and people, all the tournament lists on List Fortress and stuff. So, and let's see, Wave 4 and some points updates. We're going to talk about, and then there was because there was some rules reference changes last week. And then we're going to get into some of our own list builds that we like to play around and see how we come up with this crap. All right, first thing is everyone knows it was released. Australia, they got their shipment on time, and the retailers there actually started selling the product on last week when the original release date came. But FFG contacted them and had them pull them off the shelf, and they gave them a date of July 11th is when they can put them back on the shelf. So if it's going to be worldwide the same day, that's putting it off quite a bit. When it was what, 4th or 5th? So that's putting it over a month away. But even their their upcoming list that they show on their website, where it's like they're shipping now or on the boat or in development and whatnot. They originally last week had 2 of the ships saying shipping now, and then now this week they're still in development. So it looks all screwy. So there was a YouTuber, his name is Harry Nick. He did a preview video of all this stuff, and of course he's Australian, so that's why he was able to get his hands on it. He said he was there first thing to get it, and he does a different individual video for each of the new 3 ships. So if you wanted to check that out, you can check it out on that. He does talk about all the new upgrade cards and stuff that come with it. Even though we don't have a preview article, it was cool to see some of the stuff. Like we're getting a pilot of BB-8 in the pod. So that'll be.
I'm sorry, you say pilot?
He's a pilot card for the Resistance pod. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to say, back in 1st edition, isn't there a R2 card where he counts as a crew member?
Yeah, but this is a pilot card.
Oh wow, this will make it the first droid pilot, won't it?
No.
Well, no, but first like astromech style.
Yeah, it'd be the first astromech pilot. That's not
title. Chopper, like you said, Chopper's the first astromech pilot.
Yeah. So, but for the Resistance, yeah, this is definitely the first one. I am sorry, I forgot to say who I have with me today. We have Mr. Chris right there. Mr. Darrin taking a drink of beer.
Cheers.
And Mr. Kyle.
Hi. Now it's actually me.
Yeah, and then our last member tonight, Miss Bella. She is without a camera at the moment, so that's why we just see her profile, and that's it.
I'm fixing that. It'll happen eventually.
So maybe next time she's on, we're gonna see her face on here.
Kidding.
Well, we show yours, Darren. I mean,
Hey, it's the beard.
everybody could be seen. But Bella, we call her our rainbow warrior. She likes to paint her ships all rainbow colors.
Hey,
Among other
all I'm
things.
saying is if you look up Rainbow X-Wing on Google, my ships are still the top searched image. So
Yep. It's very true.
That's awesome.
Maybe I'll
So-
change that.
I have earned that title.
I'm gonna be doing a fire spray up in honor of your rainbow warriorness too. It's gonna be like rainbow striped, with a really cool cockpit profile.
Ooh.
Gonna put like a little Care Bear and this is a pilot in there.
Yeah, as a matter of fact. Well, not as a pilot, but we're gonna have like little custom decals of like unicorns and stuff like that.
Oh, all over it. You have little Care Bear.
Nice.
So what? It's gonna be like a My Little Pony with the little tramp stamp on the leg.
Yeah. Yeah, the tram stamp they have up on their butt. That's the funny shit. Yeah. So you said you're gonna be painting that up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I already got it based and everything.
All right. Well, that's cool. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing what that comes up with. All right. So the first premiere event that we're going to talk about is the Italian System Open. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta refill my drink.
Bella, when did you do a when did you do the Falcon?
When did I paint my Falcon rainbow?
Yeah.
Oh God. 2
After you
years
left?
ago now?
Wow,
No, I
that's
did the Falcon before I left. It's my Millennium Puffer. Got a puffer fish on it.
Oh yeah. What about the 2300? I see that one too.
Oh, if you're looking at that picture, all of those were done about 2 years ago. They were done about the same time frame.
I remember.
I did most of those in fun fact, what most people don't know is most of those pictured are done in Sharpie.
Yeah, I know I remember where you're over at Rob's when you did the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Were you
My
looking at
hands
all
were
of the
colored
pictures on
rainbow for a week. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the image in. Give me a sec.
there? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the Italian System Open. There was the winner was Alessandro.
Don't even just say Alessandro. That's fine. Don't butcher it.
Let's see, Alessandro. It's Italian, so he's got some last name that's interesting how to pronounce. He was flying 2 Blue Squadron pilot D-wings with multiple hull upgrade, Wedge Antilles with S-foils, Predator, and Afterburners, and Blue Squadron Scout U-wing with Pivot Wing, Tactical Officer, and Leia Organa. You got anything to say about that?
Hi, I'm John Green. This is Crash Course World History.
Sorry.
What? Oh,
There's a lot to say about
We
that.
have Larry. Larry has joined us.
What's
Larry
up,
and
Larry.
John? Hey, Bella.
He's in his bed.
At least we don't have the
No,
place.
actually, it wasn't. I'm sitting in front of a nice little background behind me, but nowhere near a bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see what his background looks like. Looks like a bookshelf with some Gundams on it.
What, Larry, with
also,
Gundams?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I haven't moved it.
You got to hold up a
I
little
keep
higher.
putting this out of sight.
You're kind of right on top of everybody else's face. Hold it up
Oh.
higher. Oh,
A-wing.
A-wing, huh?
Mhm.
Looks pretty cool.
Thanks. It's been in storage for a while.
So, any thoughts on this? On the list? Comments?
It's boring. Such
boring?
boring meta.
Nonsense.
Yeah. I
All
feel
right,
like that's what everybody runs if they want to be near the top.
See, well, I don't understand, and I understand that yes, the meta can be boring, but the problem is the reason it's meta is because it works.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just think
I
it's
don't really
boring.
run many meta lists because it's the same for me. I don't want to run what everyone else is doing. I want to run something insane and then have people like our former TO call me out on my shit going, well, you can't do that. That's not going to work. And
Right. Yeah.
Not a benefit.
then he attempts to replicate it, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, by the way.
Yeah. Then it's called seal clubbing, huh?
Yep.
Just like the other day.
Yeah, when I first started playing, like, I played the Brobots, but I played them different. I played them with a third ship. Everyone was like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should play them this way. This is the way everyone plays them. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So every time I see that kind of thing, I just cringe a little.
Yeah, I've always been like that. Hell, for the first year probably of playing X-Wing in organized play, if I won a game in one game in one tournament, I was happy. And I never flew what everybody else was flying, ever. I just flew whatever I felt like flying. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't.
I still love it near the end of 1.0, and everyone was like, oh, you're running T65 X-Wings? They're outdated. They're not going to work. And then we had that escalation tournament, and that's all I ran. One U-Wing and nothing but T65s, and I got first place. And everyone was like, oh, I guess they're not obsolete.
Was that after that S-Foils thing came out, where they can open and close?
Yeah.
No, I think it was before.
No, they didn't have that in 1.0. All they had was
they did at the very end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But no, that tournament was before that.
Okay, I can't remember. But yeah, if that would have been there, that would have been even worse. All right, so now when you're talking about the boring list, now his opponent, the runner-up, second place guy, he was named Alessio Scarfoni. We'll just go with that. He was running Braylon Strum in a B-wing with jamming beam and stealth device. Then a Blue Squadron pilot B-wing with a hull upgrade and jamming beam. Wedge Antilles with S-foils and crack shot. And then Caskian in the U-wing with pivot wing, tactical officer, and Leia.
Yep. Same ships.
Exactly the same ships on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
One different pilot and a couple upgrade differences, but of course Wedge always has his S-foils, and the U-wing's going to have pivot wing, but the build for the U-wings are exactly the same. Cassian and the Blue Squadron Scout all have pivot wing, tactical officer, and Leia.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, granted, they're a good combination. But what do you think is what do you think happened that made the one beat the other?
Dice rolls.
I'm about to say dice rolls, probably different flying. There's always the chance of maybe one of them hit the asteroid, took that one bad crit that they didn't need. It could be anything based on what crit cards. Maybe one person had a really bad chance if they kept top decking into direct hits, whereas the other person was getting casual, like, oh no, take a stress here. And it's like, okay, whatever. Like, let me green maneuver 2 turns and get back in the fray.
I think the winners list is more refined, more rounded out. It's not like the runner-up. His list is kind of all over the place compared to the winner.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just having the Wedge one with crack shot. I mean, the runner-up having crack shot, and the other one had Predator and Afterburners. I mean, those right there are, they're a lot different.
Yeah.
So, but I have not been able to watch I don't know if they've streamed this one, and if they did, I haven't been able to see it yet. But I'd be curious on, did those jamming beams even get used?
Yeah, that was something I was very curious about. I was like, why? They're
'Cause
free,
it's free.
but why why even take them?
I mean,
It's
if they're
like-
free, and they're free, you have the spot. Why not throw it on there just in case?
But when is it ever more beneficial to fire a jamming beam than your primary weapon?
Maybe on a high agility ship.
Yeah, but
if they're taking
in order to
focus-
get the jam off, though, you still have to get something through,
right. No,
which
I
could
guess
have been damage.
I guess maybe not necessarily high agility is what I misspoke on that. Something that does like a focus evade or something, like a double focus or anything like that would have perceptive co-pilot that could take a double focus.
Still only get rid of you're still only getting rid of one token.
Well, that's one token though. That could make a difference.
Would you rather get rid of a token or do damage?
But
It
think about
depends.
though.
It depends on
During
the
the
ship that it's
roll-
on too, though.
But during the roll for the agility, he could have spent like the evade, and all he was left with was just the focus.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So that's
Yeah,
the way you do it. And if you could do that, is he's the one that shoots. Like if he would have shot first.
That's the other thing. A Blue Squadron pilot is a low initiative. They're
Right.
not.
But how about Braylon? Where is he compared to the other ones?
Braylon's either a 3 or 4.
Probably.
He's a 4.
I was gonna say if it was a more of a high initiative one, you have that one shoot first, strip the tokens.
Right, that makes more sense. But generally, high initiative ships also put out more firepower. Generally.
Right.
See, I can see the argument for jamming beam under just the basis of the fact that one of the biggest meta lists right now is 4 phantoms, and unless you strip those evades off and make it so the phantom can't cloak, this list was probably designed specifically to go against the 4 phantoms, which is why I think it came in first. Because otherwise, we'd see once again another tournament or two where it's 4 phantoms, which
That makes
I
a lot of
myself
sense.
am just getting sick of seeing.
Well, okay. So if you put it on a Blue Squadron pilot, that's going to shoot what? Initiative 1 or 2, probably.
1.
Okay. So, and then you're going up against phantoms, who are probably going to be shooting at what? 2, 3?
Most of them, I think so.
So really, that'd be moot then.
No,
No, 'cause
because
you're-
for the phantoms, all you have to do is strip the token by the end of the round. It doesn't. They can have the token throughout the turn. The problem is they just cannot have it at the end of the turn because they have to drop that token to then cloak. If they don't have the token, they can't cloak.
At the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Or round. Okay.
Yeah, and now most people run the Sigma Squadron Aces and their initiative 4.
Oh. Yeah.
So, but if you're running those B wings, let's see, what is Braylon? Braylon's a 4 also. So even if you're using him, like you might have been able to shoot the Blue Squadrons at somebody, but then when it comes in, you got that initiative or your player 1 and shoot first. Even if Braylon strips a ship of their tokens, then you got, well, I guess, what's Cassian? I'm sorry, I was backwards. But you have Wedge shoot first. Maybe make them use one of those evades or focuses. And then go in there with Braylon. And what initiative is Cassian?
3, I think.
3.
Oh, well, shit, that doesn't even work.
No.
Well, no, yeah, because then you still have Cassian and the Blue Squadron pilot that would shoot after Braylon. So if you have Wedge Antilles go in there, take one token, make him take one token off, and then hit him with the jamming beam, take off the other token, and then you got the other 2 people shooting at him. That's, of course, if they're all going after one pilot.
Well, yeah, if you're going to go up against anything like the
Phantoms?
Those things. Yeah, anything like that, then you're going to be wanting to focus them down. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's why I'm looking at it. Steven and I have been playing a lot on Vassal together, And one of the biggest things all over Vassal right now, 4 defenders here. 4 phantoms, 4 phantoms, 4 phantoms. It is the biggest thing on Vassal right now, especially in the Vassal League starting up. So since he's mostly been doing that, since he can't play like tabletop, he's been trying to build lists specifically designed to deal with that. And a lot of those lists have different things like Jamming Beam because it's one of the best things to use against a phantom. You get rid of that token and they're done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And-
with the cost being 0, it wouldn't even hurt just to throw it on there just in case.
Mhm.
You know, if you have
Worst
the open
case, you-
slot, just put it on there.
Worst case, you play against the phantoms, boom, you got him. If you don't play against them, you're not wasting any points on it.
Right. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, it's nice
and
free
it's-
upgrade.
Plus, I can see Jamming Beams also being good against Moldy Crow,
Yeah.
Barrage Rockets, where you need that focus token in order to shoot the Barrage Rockets.
or defenders that you need to get those damn fucking focus and evades off of them.
Mhm.
Hey,
Like,
you said with the Phantom list, people are flying the Sigma Squadron or the Imdar.
I thought it was
It's the
the
pilot
Sigma
skill
Squadron.
force.
Okay, that'd be the Sigma.
Yeah. Most of the ones I've seen have been Sigma. Well, most of the ones that I've seen that are actually doing well. You have people who try to fly the others, but it just doesn't work.
And what are they taking on it? Upgrades?
3 jukes, and
3 of them
then
with juke. I mean,
and one
normally
usually
it's just 3 with juke.
Mm-hmm. See, and again, that's why I could also see the argument to put Jamming Beam on a higher initiative ship, because if you can strip them of the evade token before the phantoms can even shoot, then they can't use juke, which is another big issue, because you hinder their ability to hinder your dice. Because if you don't have evades or whatnot that you can use to counteract juke, there are plenty of times that with my defenders, I run juke on one of them, and there have been a couple of games where the juke has either made or essentially made it so that I was able to kill a ship.
Yeah.
Because, hey, oh, look, I rolled the evade I need. Okay, juke it. You don't have any focus tokens, so guess what?
Yeah, you know, and I had thought about it, and why a Sigma Squadron, like you'd asked Darrin, because they don't have a pilot ability. They just have that ship ability, you know, because they're already a pilot.
Yeah,
But then
they don't have the talent.
Is that
Yeah, Sigma has the talent. The Imdar does
okay? I guess that's why
to take the juke. Yeah.
Yeah, so the test pilot, the number 3 or the 3 initiative, that's why it's not being used, even though it's, you know, 3 points less.
Yeah.
You know, so you're doing that, so it's got the talent, so they can do the juke.
Is that
But
what
see-
James has been flying?
yep.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
James' list I've learned by heart. It's the 4 Sigma pilots, pilot skill 4, 3 of them had juke, and 1 has crack shot because he doesn't have enough points to fit all of them with juke.
Right.
But he has crack shot on the 4th one. Most of the time, you don't see crack shot on there because they get that couple point bid.
1 point bid. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Just 1 point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 199. Probably don't even worry about that crack shot because I don't know that it's a very maneuverable ship when it's decloaks, you know, and they can do that, do their regular maneuver, and then so I could see using crack shot on one.
Yeah. So what are we talking about next?
Okay. So the next thing is FFG, of course, is doing their live Twitch chat, their live Twitch video, like on what day is it? Tuesdays? Is that when it is? Hold on, I gotta check my date here because I'm terrible with it. Yeah, so Tuesdays they do a web series. You know, they go on and do a video, and on the 25th, so you know, what 11 days away, so a week and a half. They're doing a live one, and they're going to be talking about the points update. It's funny is because they changed the name to it instead of just the points update. Now they have the summer squad points update. So them naming changing some titles and stuff here just make me wonder, and then wonder if they're going to talk about the whole delay.
They might.
I doubt it. Oh well, they might. They might.
I'm about to say it would be dumb not to bring it up, especially if it's going to be live, because if they don't talk about it, that entire chat, because any Twitch stream that's got the chat, the entire side chat bar is just going to be people giving them shit about the whole, hey, are you going to bring this up or not? There's this giant elephant in the room. Are you really just going to sit and ignore it?
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah, and I mean, it is supposed to be talking about like a question and answer part 2, so they do usually have a one of the guys at a computer and they're looking at the live chat. Yeah. So and answer some of the questions that keep coming up.
I bet both of my defenders that the most asked question is going to be, hey, so what's up with the delay?
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be, can my fire spray actually do... Oh, no, just kidding.
No, that's what you're going to ask.
Well, that's probably true, yeah. Can I please get a signal loop? No.
Oh, come on.
Yes. I already got a Talon roll. I'm good.
Give me a Talon roll or a signal loop on a defender.
I hope you can see that.
They're already maneuverable
now. You need to give the first order special forces tie a K turn.
What? Stop.
I just want rebels to stop holding hands all the time.
Just stop.
They need a white K turn.
I don't want to boost for my faction. I just want rebels to stop holding so many hands. Or, okay, I take that back. Or the jump master to be playable.
I would actually like to see it being played. It would be nice if there is an adjustment to where people actually start using it.
Yeah.
You don't think it's playable?
No.
I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. I never have been.
I've played it a couple times against Patrick just to see if I could make something work.
That's a good choice to play test something. Yeah.
I did surprisingly win the first match, but it was not because of the jump master. The jump master had a good joust, and then it took 3 turns to turn that thing around.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because it does have the stress. Every time they turn to the what side? Is it the right?
I can't remember. It's one of the sides.
Yeah, I think it's to the right.
It's to the right because they're NASCAR.
Oh yeah. They're stressed. So so yeah, I could see that turning left, and it takes a few turns to get them back in the fight. Because
and then you can't turn your turret because that's also a red action.
What? Dang.
I think. Hold on, I don't remember. Let me back up my claim.
But
you're wrong. It's a linked action. It's a red linked action if you wanted to do it that way. Take a target locker focus, then a red linked action to turn your turret. But you're still going to get the turret action regardless.
But it's still a red action to turn your turret.
Where?
What's that?
Unless you have the agile gunners.
There's no gunner slot.
No.
Okay, then.
Yeah, they don't have a gunner.
Hey, they might change it like they did the Phantom. They replaced the crew slot with a gunner slot.
Maybe, but yeah, the ship is unplayable.
Well, if it was to switch one, would you think it would be just the crew to like a gunner?
I don't think they should switch it. I think they should add a slot.
Where did you see the red action for turning your turret?
No, the only way to turn the turret is through linked action, and it is red.
Look at the screen here. Can you see me?
I'm looking at the thing.
It's right there.
That's very blurry.
I saw it.
There it goes.
I'm looking at the app on my computer. Yes, I already have it up. But I was just double checking. You're right. It doesn't have a white.
Yeah. Either way, it has to be red because you have to do it as a double action. Wow.
Yeah. So you're either turning around or you're turning your turret, and hopefully not flying off the table.
See, this is weird to me because, again, when Steven and I moved, the biggest list, like the biggest meta at the time, was the Jump Masters. They were one of the biggest things at the time. So for
Mhm.
them to have gone from, hi, this is the ship, this is the one winning all of the tournaments, to, hey, guess what? It's pretty much not even playable anymore. Is
Yeah, in 1.0, I mean,
stunning.
4 Jump Masters just stock like they are. What were they?
Your
They were just
scouts.
fun. Yeah. I mean, it's just they're beefy. I mean, they can't. They're kind of hard to kill.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything on them.
Didn't need anything on them.
True.
Just
Yeah.
throw 3 dice in any direction.
Yep.
Well, now it's like 2 in any direction.
Well, 2 in, I wouldn't say any direction.
That's
Well, I
see,
mean,
that's
it does that. It's 2 for the turret. I mean,
Yeah, good luck turning that sucker.
well, I mean, could be in
More than once, anyway.
any direction. You know, but so in the rules reference, they I'm sorry, stop. On the 6th, they put out a rules reference. Now, here's a funny thing. I got a copy of it when it first came out, right? Downloaded a copy of it. And on one of my laptops, while I was trying to pull it up on the other laptop this morning or this evening, it wasn't on FFG's website. The rules reference was back to the one before.
Weird.
That was like in April. So, what the hell? And I mean, I refreshed that thing like 3 times. Rules reference was still.
So,
How about you? Are you trying to go over there, Darrin?
no. What are you talking about? No, I was reading something else actually.
Okay,
Sorry.
so the rules reference, when they changed it on the 6th, and when I went to pull it up on my other laptop tonight, and I went to the FFG's website, down at the bottom where they have the rules reference, they didn't have the new one. So look, I'm trying it again right now. I was trying going to rules. Shit, damn thing jumped. Rules, and it says 2nd edition rules reference. Rules reference.
Mhm.
And it says 10 April.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that
That's
too.
weird.
But like just a couple days ago, I got the 6th. I mean the one from the June 6th.
I'm about to say, yeah, Steven and I were looking at it 2
Did you
weeks
download
ago.
it?
What's that?
Did you download it?
Yeah, I have it up on my laptop right now.
Well, send it to all of us so we can print copies.
All right, hold on.
Apparently.
I guess I should do that. All right, my other laptop is a little slow.
Maybe they found an error in the newest updated one that they pulled it down to rectify it before re-uploading it. I don't understand why they wouldn't have just edited it and immediately uploaded it at the same time, but you know,
Right.
FFG has done some questionable, silly things before.
Stop that.
Are you kidding me?
No, you've played this game long enough to know I'm definitely not kidding you.
Yeah, because you know what's funny is because like I had to go into the forums in order to pull it up on my other laptop. So it's like, you know, that's why I thought it was funny. I was like, nah, wait, it did go, because like even I know Gold Squadron, they do a weekly. He does a weekly podcast about just like highlights, and it's usually like 5 minutes long. And he even referenced it last week. So, I didn't even know they did the update because I really didn't pay that much attention to it because I wasn't on the forums last week. And, so when I heard that after he put that out, I went out and got it. So,
I'm sorry,
knew.
but FFG technical difficulties? Say it ain't so.
Nah.
Yeah, like
Can't
right now there's
That's
just
kind of the norm.
I mean, they put out one thing, then they pull it off. They send out the right shit all the wave to Australia, but nowhere else.
So you're hot and you're cold.
What?
Did you notice
You're
that
yes
somebody
and
managed?
you're no.
Did you notice that somebody managed to get 3 of the new little droids, and they're selling it on the Facebook X-Wing swap and sell group for $1,500 for the 3 of them? You know what's sad? What's sad though is I could honestly see somebody being dumb enough to pay the amount to get them.
Yeah.
Of course.
Get 'em a month early.
That's
Yeah.
what they did. It's always the old saying. It's like you're born every minute.
Because they got just under 4 weeks and they come out. They're supposed to be out. So, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, but I do understand. I do see people going out there and spending the money for something like that just because they want to be like the first one in their group to have it.
Sure.
And what's sad though is you can't run it until it's officially been released. Not for
Right,
like
because-
anything official.
Yeah, because
True.
You don't know what
Nobody-
the points are. Yep.
so
I'm
no-
about to say, I'm pretty sure, like, even for us, like, just for our local group, Darrin, you're the TO, confirm with me, until it officially releases, you're not allowed to fly it on the board for any of the league matches.
In 1.0, you could if you had the stuff in it from the box or a blister pack because it came with the points value on the cards. But in this case, because of 2.0, no, you can't run it because you don't know what the freaking points cards are. I mean,
Mhm.
sure, okay, I get the hyena bomber. Okay, cool. Now what? I mean, okay, I can take bombs. I can estimate. Okay, it's going to be this. It's going to be that. But how much is that ship going to cost, though?
Exactly.
yeah, but the only thing you could do is run quick build tournament, or a quick build,
I
thing.
mean, maybe you could base the point cost off of that particular ship. Maybe even base it off of that. Maybe. But
Not
I mean,
really, because even go back and try and look at some of the quick build cards and see if you can figure out how to make some kind of points for a ship. It doesn't work.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
they-
okay. What I'm saying is, if you take what we know of, let's say you take some of the T70, for instance, and take a quick build list, you already know what those. I mean, we know right now by going to the app, the listing that the T70 of whatever name brand or pilot is on it is going to cost this much. Then whatever weapons and upgrades that already have it on it is going to cost this much. So you can base it off of that. You can say, okay, well, if they're going to go that way, then we know that the torpedo is going to cost this, and a laser is going to cost this, or a turret is going to cost this, a bomb is going to cost this. It's a small base ship, so it's going to cost the same. So then you could say, okay, well, if these upgrades cost this much, and the point cost for the quick build is this, then the actual ship is going to cost this, most likely.
Right.
Yeah, but the quick build thing, it's not like it's based on 200 points.
No, it's only based on like under 50, I think, isn't it?
Well,
I
they
can't
don't
remember
And
even
it's based off of like that threat level where they got like so many
just the
like
threat level.
bars.
So you couldn't even do that because you can even say, oh, well, okay, I know what all these upgrades are, and I know 2 of the 3 pilots. So now what's the third one? You don't, you just can't know because it's just not even working that way.
I'm
Like-
not saying you're going to get it exactly, but I think you could get a pretty good idea. Or at least somewhere in the ballpark of what that particular ship pilot will cost.
Right.
But again, I mean, I wouldn't allow it to be played. No.
Because there's no real way to do it. Like you said, it's a lot of guesswork. It's a
Yep.
lot of, maybe this would work, kind of, sorta. It's not really, it's not viable.
So I rolled up a gnome druid the other day, and I got an 18 score on 4.6.
What?
That happens.
Sorry, I digress.
Okay, 62.
Nerd.
I'm trying to see something real quick. So I'm looking at two of the quick bills that are the same threat level. So General Grievous, he's 47 points. But he's also the same threat level as Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
Who is 62.
Okay. And Luke Skywalker's in his T65, I take it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you hold on. Let me write this down. You got Grievous.
You got Grievous
and Luke.
They're
Which
both
are
the
not
same level.
Okay. And Grievous is how much?
Was it? What did I say? 47. I'd have to go back and look. Let me hold on a second. So, yeah, 47.
Okay.
All right, and he's got. Oh shit! I have to add him. Trying to think. Why is it not going to pull up talent?
Because you're an idiot. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing.
So he has treacherous on it. That's 3 points. Then impervium painting, which is 6 points. The title, which is 10. And
What would you say the first upgrade was? I'm sorry.
Treacherous.
How much? How many points?
3. So total with the quick build, General Grievous is 71 points.
Yep.
Okay. So now let's go to the Rebel Alliance and pull up Mr. Luke Skywalker.
I got him up. Go ahead. He's 62 points.
So, and he's got instinctive aim as a force.
It's 2 points.
Proton torpedoes, which is 12.
12 for him. Mm-hmm.
R2D2, which is 6. And then S foils, which is 0. And he's 82.
Yep.
How much was Grievous?
71.
71. So that's still 11-point difference. So that's a big margin if you're trying to figure out how much it's going to be.
Actually, Grievous is not that much.
What do you mean it's not that much?
Does it say under 71? Because I'm not getting 71.
Well, let's see. Okay, I got to go back and do it again. All right, so Grievous.
Stand by, folks. Math in progress.
Yeah. With
Say math.
treacherous.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that. See, me and Kyle are the smart ones right now.
Why?
Painting?
We're painting.
Got something to do while you're doing math.
You know, some of us are good at math.
I'm
Yeah,
not. I read this shit down.
I don't have to take it in college anymore. That's why I'm not doing it now.
Bye, Larry.
Because I'm so good at it.
71 points for Grievous.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
As someone who's 2 classes and a thesis away from my bachelor's in biology, with a master's that needs like 3 or 4 more math and then chemistry classes, no, screw you. Much jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had to take Calc 1, and they're like, all right, all your math credits are now good for life.
Yeah, no, I'm in all sorts of math mayhem.
Sucker.
Okay, Darrin,
Hmm.
let's get back to it. So you have General Grievous that has Treacherous, which is 3 points.
Okay.
Soulless 1, 10.
Oh, okay.
Impervium Painting 6.
Okay.
And then TV 94, which is 5.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the TV 94. So yeah, 71. No, it works. Okay.
71 versus 82.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm saying those because you can't base the points off of it because, you know, like one's a force user, one's not. So the force always is going to be more expensive.
Granted. But what I'm also saying is that you could get close to a point cost for a ship if you did not have the actual point cost. Like for the hyenas come out. You could get close.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we have to see on another one and compare them.
Sure.
You know, a couple different threat levels and see how they go.
Absolutely.
But all right, take the big book. I almost tipped the whole damn thing over. Did you guys get the rules reference? I emailed it out.
Hi, Captain.
All right.
Yep.
So all right, so what they had changed, one of the things that was changed on there was paying costs. At first, when I first read this, it was like paying costs, what costs, you know? But it says a ship can pay a cost for an effect only if the effect can be resolved. Okay. So it's like, you know, spending charges or force tokens or something, right?
Right.
Because the first bullet they had that was already in there was, for example, the Gonk droid's ability says action, spend one charge to recover one shield. The ship cannot spend the charge if it has no inactive shields.
Right. If it's full, it doesn't get an extra shield.
Right.
Right. So, but then it says replacement effects can replace a cost that a ship would pay for an effect. If a cost is replaced in this way, the effect is still resolved.
That's not confusing.
I mean, I think I get what they're going for, but what?
I feel like that was worded complicated for the sake of being complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's not really that
It says
clear.
replacement cost. So
Replacement
is that like
effects.
Is that like referencing, like, say, the force ability lets you spend a force instead of having to use the target a lot for like ordnance?
That's a very basic example, yeah. But I don't think that's why they changed that.
I think they needed to have a better example.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we know why it's taken down.
Yeah, maybe right there. That could be the one first thing that it was pulled down. They said, well, maybe we need to clarify this a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a pretty big what the fuck. I mean, WTF, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That one was right there kind of, I had to read it like 4 or 5 times. I guess we keep bumping Larry's off. He's dropped out 3 times or 2 times now.
I think it's his internet, because every time he hops on, mine stutters for a second. Like the entire podcast for me stutters. But my computer's also been acting like a hoe today, so.
Oh, just been giving it out all over the place, huh?
Apparently. If you don't stop, I'm gonna go and cut inside it and replace everything.
And Chris, when you walk away, mute it.
Sorry.
All right. All right. So the next thing that they had on there was fuse markers. Now this is some of this new stuff that is from Wave 4 that's coming out. So they've already put some of the stuff in the rules because, you know, I guess why not stick them out there? Some people have already seen them, right?
That's what he said.
So a fuse marker. It's going to be a new marker. It's got what? It's a 6-sided token that kind of has. It looks like a window. You know, like the Empire's window for the TIE fighters. That keeps popping in my head every time I see that. But then it has, some of them are white, and they get smaller as they roll around the center.
It's an Imperial countdown clock.
Okay, that'll work. They said a device is fused while it has at least one fuse marker. When a device would detonate, if it is fused, one fuse marker is removed from that device instead, and that device does not detonate. Now, I know before we had talked about it and stuff, so it's just, it delays it one more round. So you could fly over a bomb that has a fuse marker on, it and not the bomb won't explode. It'll just, the fuse, the next person that flies over it would hit it, or I'm sorry, a mine.
The next round, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily next round, because think about it though. If it's like a mine, it goes off when somebody goes over it, right?
Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you put it in front of two ships and they both end up going across it, it would be the second ship that hits it. Hoping that first ship doesn't get. Oh well, no, I guess that does get only one damage. Okay, so the other thing that they put in there was adding the device for electroproton bombs. This is that new bomb that we were wondering about when it first came out and what was on there. Because it kind of showed the picture of the token, but it didn't really say anything about what it was. So this is a device, and it's considered a bomb. Of course, it's in the name. And it says, at the end of the activation phase, this device detonates. When this device detonates, each ship and remote at range 0 to 2 rolls 4 attack dice. Each ship loses 1 shield for each blank result, gains 1 ion token for each focus or hit result, and gains 1 disarm token for each critical hit result. Each remote loses 1 shield for each blank result and suffers 1 damage for each focus or hit result.
So it's like, no matter what I roll, something bad's gonna happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's the thing, other things, the other bombs, and they say, it affects 1 ship, right?
Yeah.
So, this is all ships. Each ship and remote, of course, so now we have the remotes where we have like the
ball drone.
Small, yeah. So now this is one of those ones that until everyone gets used to it, and you're gonna hear around the tables going, "What does this do again?" I mean, shit, I already do it. I'm already making myself a little cheat sheet for all the other crap that I don't normally use, the bombs and the mines and stuff. And I'm gonna start carrying that shit around with me. So I'm at the games not going, wait, what is it? What does this bomb do?
I know, currently, wave 4, we've got this new bomb. We've got strain also now. We got fuses now. And it's like, it's a lot to remember now.
Wait, what was that third thing?
The fuses.
Oh, yeah, the fuses. Yeah, so we have a new bomb, a new fuse, and yeah, that new strain. Yeah. So, and okay, so I mean, those are the big things that they kind of did so in there, but let's see when they put out the rules reference again. So they did announce those season kits, season 2 premium kits. Yeah, thinking maybe more season 1. So they went through and kind of revamped the way they're giving out their price support. So again, I guess the way they first thought it was going to work is not working, but they did it more in line with all their other products because they just were getting ready for their season 2 kits for all the other products. So they kind of mirrored that one for this one. It just, I guess the other game systems price support worked a little bit better than what they came up with. So, Darrin, were you guys having problems getting stuff, or?
No, usually she if I ask her for it, she'll make sure to get it. Generally. So the season 2 deluxe kits are out.
Yeah, so they announced so you should be able to go in there and have her see about getting some. Now, some of the stuff that's in it, of course, the upgrade alt art cards and stuff. Pilots, they have they showed 4 pilot cards that they had on there. They had the Hyena bomber with a bombardment drone, and the pilot that's DBS 404. So for those 2, that's what it's got. They look pretty cool though. If you see the picture, that's pretty cool. They also, the other 2 cards is the Naboo Starfighter, and they have one for Naboo Handmaiden, and they have the other one for Anakin Skywalker. Now, the funny thing is when they put the picture out there, the way they put the Anakin Skywalker was in the back, and they had the the DBS 404 kind of in front of it. So all you really saw was his name and the tail of the N1 fighter. So you can't really see the picture, of what it's going to look like, what they're doing. I mean, do they do it close enough up where you can see R2-D2?
I don't know. Must be good to see.
Yeah. So I'm interested in seeing what it's going to be. The other thing that they have in there is acrylic stress tokens.
Huh.
I
wonder which ones are going to be.
What's that?
I wonder they're going to be the square ones, or the diamonds, whatever they call them.
I didn't see them because they didn't put those on the picture. What's funny is because they had the regular kind of tokens on there, the regular cardboard stuff. It was weird. But anyways, yeah, I'm curious because I don't know they gave out stress tokens before, right?
They have, yeah.
Yeah.
And what were they looking like?
They're triangles.
Okay, so it was those red triangle ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I mean, I could see them. Well, they would have to stay with the same shape and color, of course, but
Yeah, they're new tokens, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting seeing it. So really, that's about all that was new kind of crap that was announced or found out. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about was some list builds that we have.
Yeah.
So, and I know we're gonna see Chris get a little amped up right now.
No.
Yeah. So, Chris, do you want to start since you're already, going like this? Like you're ready to...
I'm always list building all the time. I mean, per example, like when I had my round against Will went against my Y-Wing X-Wing list. As soon as he was done playing with me, he was like, okay, yeah, I got to buy some of those Y-Wings and X-Wings. So, it's like, so many lists. Like, if I had to choose one list, which list would y'all think would be the best one for me to talk about? I know, that's like the $1 million question of all the lists I run.
You got any 2-ship lists?
No, I don't have any 2-ship lists yet.
I really want to hear about that from you.
Chris Mitchell have two ship lists.
No. Now,
only if
you want to issue me a challenge to make a 2-ship list. I'll try it.
Hold on.
That's what I want.
For Chris Mitchell to have a 2-ship list, 5 of them would have to be destroyed already.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you know me. I don't like putting all my eggs in one carton.
I'm pretty sure he phrases eggs in one basket.
Whatever. You know what I mean. I save my
baskets anymore.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right, so I know I asked you guys to send everybody some lists.
Guess who didn't? Chris.
So let's see.
Chris sent like 5.
Yeah, send one list. Chris sends 5.
You don't follow directions, well, Chris. We said 1.
I guess
Singular.
I know which list I'll talk about tonight. I'll talk about the one I Bella. Because I remember how she was like, my dual defenders are undefeated. I come in, I'm like, all right, I'm coming in with a sledgehammer.
Which one is that?
It's the one with Rebel Alliance. It had Lorik and his Wookiee fighter. It had Jan Ors and her Hawk. And I had Ten Num. Yep. Ten Num had just Juke on him because I noticed everyone's been familiar with B-Wings. I said, okay, more likely people are going to kill Ten Num because they're familiar with what he does. And normally I'll keep him on the outside edge. That way I can juke with, not juke, Debris Gambit. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but with Debris Gambit. Yeah.
I'll get an evade that's red, and I'll get that stress token for him. So now it's like having dual tokens on him. And Lorik had a hull upgrade. He had Leia. And Saw Gerrera. I don't think I had anything else on him.
No, nothing else. I'm looking at it now.
Just because I notice whenever people see Leia, they're like, I gotta kill Leia, and then they're like, oh, but I really don't want to shoot Saw Gerrera, not Saw Gerrera, Lorik, because once I hurt him, he's dropping 4 attack dice base.
Wolf Waro.
Wolf Waro.
Jeez. Gosh. She's a xenophobe.
Yeah. So yeah, Wolf Waro, Leia, and if you don't shoot me, I'm gonna throw my attack dice, and if I get focuses, I'm gonna change them all in the crits and hurt myself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a way to get that damage thrown on me. Either you're gonna shoot me to try and get Leia, or I'm gonna hurt myself. Probably for a weaker attack to begin with, because I'm not gonna have the full attack pool. And then I got Jan and that Hawk, and I just built her up to be tough. She's got C-3PO to help me with my defense. Moldy Crow title, hull upgrade, and shield upgrade. And normally the strategy is I'll slow run the list first, build up my focus tokens. That way she has them saved for the bank. And then by the time she's in the engagement, she's got 2 focuses. And when I use C-3PO, I got 2 calculate tokens also. And I'll usually keep her turret arc off to the side. That way I can catch Ten Num or Lorik.
Who?
Wolf World, my bad. I keep saying Lorik. Golly. So, and Bella can vouch for this. Her TIE Defender took
16 dice and still lived.
Yeah, you took 6 hits. 3 times. No, it was twice in a row you took 6 hits, and then I did 5 hits on him on the third rounds. And ended up killing that defender, didn't it?
Yeah, it died on the 17th one. But I took 16 hits / crits and went, fight me, ho.
Like, it was like, if you hadn't had such good defense dice rolls, that TIE Defender would have been dead way sooner.
Yeah, no, I've learned how to roll green dice. Red dice, now those and I are starting to have problems. But I can roll my damn defense dice.
Yeah, and I remember I caught, because you had to move first, didn't you?
Yep, sure did.
Yep, and sure enough, you flipped the Countess right in front of me after I had stopped all my ships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I got all excited thinking, ooh, I'm going to be all up in your face. I'm going to shoot you in the face. And then all of a sudden, it's like, mistakes were made. Oh my God, many mistakes were made. Yep,
Wolf World was at range 1. The Hawk, I think, was at range 1. I think... Yeah, Ten Num was right next to Countess. He couldn't shoot her, or he bumped into her. I forget.
Yep, he bumped. He went bumping. Yeah. He bumped.
But it was enough that Countess went bye-bye.
You killed my girl. How could you?
Yeah. And I've noticed, I think I'm the only one using the Wookiee fighter in our entire player base right now.
Right now, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because last time we had a turret, Richie was looking at it. He goes, "What is that? I've never seen that before." And that told me, I said, "Yep, I'm definitely the only one running this stuff." So, but that's my little, as I call it, the rage fighters. Because Jan's going to be giving an extra attack die on whoever's shooting besides herself. And I usually clear my stress, no problem. That's been one of the popular lists I've been running lately.
So, what other ones you got? I guess we'll come back to you a little bit.
I'm about to say he could do this for the entire rest of the podcast if you let him.
He could do this for like 5 hours straight.
Yeah.
And the only reason he'd probably stop at that point is because everybody else would have walked away and went, "No, I'm done. No, thank you."
Been like Larry and fell asleep.
See, this is why I made that other channel, and I'm sad because my computer's down. I haven't been able to upload new videos for list builds.
Man, you should come over here. We can figure it out.
All right.
But all right. Who wants to go next? Speak up.
Kyle.
No.
Oh, Kyle? Okay.
You want Kyle to go next?
Kyle's will be next.
So I have a jump master. Got Manaroo with 000, Tactical Scrambler, and Contraband Cybernetics so that I can turn around when I need to.
Yeah. Kind of need it.
Basically, I'm trying out the Jump Master as a support ship instead of as a fighter. Manaroo is just going to be handing off tokens and obstructing shots. And maybe shooting too. Who knows? And then I've got Torkel with the Moldy Crow title. I don't normally run Torkel with Moldy Crow, but I had some points to play with. So, yeah, nice wide arc. And then 2 Cartel Marauders. So I played a similar version of this list.
Just curious. Did any of you guys see that Kyle's screen went darker?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, what the fuck happened?
It's mood lighting.
Yeah, because I know I had it on you because you were talking.
I'm about to say I can't even click yours because I can click everybody else's screen.
Yeah.
I can't click on his either right now.
Yeah. And Darrin, when you were asking earlier, as long as nobody is highlighted, you should be able to put their face up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? There's a white border around there. See, I can't even bring Kyle up anymore.
Oh.
Okay, well, Kyle is done talking anyways. He already put his list on there.
So hold up. You're running a why can't I think of the word of it? You just said it. You're running a jump master? Didn't we all just collectively agree that the jump master is shit right now?
He's like, "I'm bringing Jump Monsters back. I'm doing it. I'm bringing it back."
You're doing it for a token generation and probably doing some blocking.
Plus, Manaroo comes back after she dies, doesn't she? No. Oh, okay, I got you. Just throw on that moldy crow.
Yep.
So, all right. So Jumpmaster, the Hawk, and then your Karat's fighters. So where are you expecting all your damage to come from?
The Kira.
The Kurats? Yeah. Man, what the hell did I'm trying to fix you. I'm trying to fix your camera, Kyle. So
Yeah, I'm pretty close to that too.
I wanted to make it so I can actually see you. Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to figure out what the hell that is. Kyle's presenting. Huh? I wonder what that does. You throw up a PowerPoint slide or something.
This is the list I'm running.
Yeah. So I can click on you and it says show and broadcast. Oh look, hold on. Maybe that's the key one right there. Right there.
Oh,
Yeah, there you are.
you freed me.
Yep. See, playing around actually does help. Okay. So, anything else about Kyle's list that we want to talk about?
Hey, Kyle, that list of yours, the crew slots on the Jumpmaster, is it 1 or 2?
1.
I'm about to say that'd be great if you can get Jabba on there. That way you can keep using the cybernetics.
Nah. I
Nah.
don't like Jabba. Not my style. I don't like slugs.
Hey, you don't have to like him. You just gotta like what he does for the list.
Well, I wouldn't run Jabba unless there was more efficiency to using him. So if it wasn't just for the contraband cybernetics.
True.
Yeah.
So that gives you what, 195 points.
Yep. So I got a little bit of a bid.
5
Bless
points.
you.
Thank you.
So, all right.
I'm gonna head out now.
All right.
Farewell,
Thank
everyone.
you very much for joining us, Kyle.
Look at my painting stuff if you want.
Yes. His
Polar Painting 77 on
Polar
Facebook.
Painting link is down in the show notes, already there. So if there's anyone watching now, they can actually see the link. There's also a link to Darrin's and Chris's, even though Chris hasn't put in a video up lately.
Technical difficulties.
Thank you very much for coming. We'll see you.
Thanks for having me. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Could have said something when he's on, Bella.
Whatever.
You say it right when he logs off. So sure he's just holding on so we could go over his list. Okay, so Bella, why don't we go for you?
Sure, why not? So I'm one of those assholes who, like Kyle, I'm trying to bring back another Flash from the past, except I'm trying to bring back the Double Defender Mayhem. Because unlike the Jumpmaster, the Defender is very much still viable in 2.0. I was playing around with this list because I always play Countess. She's my girl. And I was playing around with this list with Steven on Vassal. And he kind of gave me the idea to run double defenders because he was running them. He just wasn't running them well. So I took what he was doing and I did it better. But I decided that I owed him some credit, so we call it the Nelson Nebula. I'm running Rexler Brath with Juke, Collision Detector, and Homing Missiles. And I'm running Countess with Outmaneuver, Collision Detector, and Cluster Missiles. I'm learning that Collision Detector was the best decision I've ever made because that's part of why I've actually been winning games lately instead of losing them. Because I find out that I like to smack my face into rocks a lot. Belladins very much still apply to X-Wing, and the whole Bellas are really bad about running into things. So I figure, hey, let's make it so that running into things isn't a problem.
Says while you boost or barrel roll, you can move through and overlap obstacles.
Go ahead and spend an energy on it, and you completely ignore it. So it's like, I'm gonna land on this rock. I'm gonna flip this energy. I'm gonna stay on this rock.
Yeah. At least
We're gonna pretend this rock don't exist.
Yeah, well, because of 2 charges, so yeah, that's pretty good on those 2.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, I never hit a rock more than twice in a game. It's usually I've only had one game where I've had to spend both charges on one of them. And I won that game 200-0. So yeah.
Is that what you were running when you did that the other day?
When I seal clubbed the hell out of my opponent? Yes, it was.
Wow. What was your opponent flying?
He had a lot of bad issues. He was supposed to. I don't remember what he was originally trying to run. I think he was trying to run 4 Phantoms, and then he found out that he only had like 2 of the dials actually there with him. He had all sorts of issues with his list. And then he was sitting there trying to build it. He was running something that he saw online. And he's like, hey, they did this thing and it worked out. I can replicate it and make it work out. And it's one of those. He kept dealing himself damage because he was running a big ship that could come to a stop. I can't remember what it was. And he was running little things beside it. And the little things would shoot out bombs that would blow up the asteroids. And the goal was you use the little ships, blow up the asteroid fields, and clear the way for the big ship to come through. The problem is he kept throwing out these bombs and blowing up asteroids, but they were all within range 1 of his ships. So all of his ships were taking consecutive damage too. So it's like, I'm sorry, but the song Hurt by Johnny Cash just was very prominent the entire match to me. Because he did himself probably more damage that entire game than I did, and it was kind of sad. It's just like you shot yourself in the foot. I don't know what to say.
I've had those games where I end up screwing myself up more because I'm running into debris or asteroids and shit, or set a dial that I'm pointed the wrong way and it sends me off the board.
Sub dials on different ships. I think you've done it before, Scott.
Dial on the wrong ship and then have to use them, and it just throw you all out of whack.
Scott, at least you didn't do what Austin did at the tournament with me. Rangs 1 shot at oddball, forgets to shoot at oddball, and then I proceed to kill oddball.
Yeah, that was
See, you know what was sad about that match? I beat my opponent 200-0, and I forgot to use Rexler's pilot ability the entire game. I realized it the second to last round when he had 1 ship left, and I'm sitting there reading through things going, I've skipped out on his ability the entire match.
Wow, yeah, because that would have been nasty.
I should have ended that game half an hour earlier than what I did.
So what you're saying was...
It was quite embarrassing.
Secretly, she was being like the cat with the mouse, torturing the mouse. Doesn't want to kill the mouse.
No.
Just wants to prolong the suffering.
No, Chris. I'm in Orca. I seal club. I was playing with my food. Because orcas will actually flip around and they'll punt seals about 500 yards up in the air. No, I was punting the little seal around. I was playing with my dinner.
Here.
And then I proceeded to get the list completely handed to me last week. He was running 2 B-Wings and I don't even remember what else.
2 B-Wings, 2 X-Wings. Was it Andrew?
It wasn't Andrew, it was Josh.
It's 2 B-Wings, 2 Y-Wings. He's running, I know one of the Y-Wings is Nora. He's running Braylon. He's running Ten Num. I forget who's on the, I think it's Dutch on the last Y-Wing.
Yeah, that's right,
Probably.
because he ran the list against you the week prior.
Yeah, that was the tough list I had to deal with this round of pairings.
Speaking of, did you happen to have his B-Wing dial, and did he get it back from you?
He's got it back. He's got it back.
Okay, cool.
How did you fare against Josh?
I lost, what was it? It was bad. It was 100. I think I got 100 points, and I think he got 200. No, we went to time. But it was close. He had like 170 something, and I had, I think, 80.
It's
can
a lot.
pull it up.
His list, you have to chew through a lot. It's right about 38 damage you got to do.
It was a very obnoxious list where it's like I kept dealing damage upon damage upon damage, and it's like I'm not getting anywhere. And then B-Wings have so many like shields and hull. It's just like I'm shooting at a wall. The wall won't come down.
No, it's more like you're banging your head against the wall to break the wall down, and you're hurting yourself more.
Yeah, actually, that is a very accurate description.
Hey, folks, I'm
I
gonna have
lost 149 to 78.
You're gonna have to go, Darrin.
to go. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, and
Yep.
we'll see you next time.
Yep. Just a quick thing on the league or the group, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Probably first weekend of August, I'm gonna be putting up an event for the first week of August, for just a midsummer tournament, and we're gonna do a escalation because that's what the popular vote is.
Only if we all can come dressed in midsummer costumes from like Shakespearean Midsummer Night Play.
Sure.
I will totally
Nice
come dressed
dream.
as Titanian the Fairy Queen. Titania the Fairy Queen.
That's whatever you want to do. You could
You can
come
dress
dress
as a
whatever.
fairy queen anytime you want.
Exactly. But it'll be more than likely the escalation, because as far as right now, it's escalation, then themes as far as the popular vote. Escalation, I think, is kind of fun. Everybody likes it, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'll get that set up. I get the rules set up, and I'll post it after the league, after this league is done.
Do you have an idea of what the points are for each round? Because I know when we did 1.0, we did like what was it, 60, 90, and 120, right?
Yeah, something like that. I'm thinking about going with like a little bit higher, like 75. 125, something like that. I'll have to work it out. I'll get some advice on it.
Even since they double the points, I mean, you could even do a 120, 180, then,
Yeah, exactly.
40.
Or I could go simple and just go 50, 100, 150, and 200.
Yeah. But if that last round, if you get that above 200, I just imagine some of the shit so many people are going to bring.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Chris, look at that big old grin on his face. He's like, yeah, I could be doing so much with 240 points.
Yes.
That's crazy. But that's what I planned. I just want to keep X-Wing, fresh in everybody's mind until the store championship comes up.
Yeah.
Did we have a date for that yet?
Store championship?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
All right. Just gotta make sure it gets in there.
Yeah. I get it.
Because when we get the store championship, we'll go ahead and put it out, of course, on here and some of the other groups and stuff. So in case some other people, because I know some people, I don't know, was it last year or the year before, where some people from Hornet Squadron came down from Charlotte and played in our tournament. So hopefully they can make it a little more roomy in the back for us.
Yeah, true.
In case we get a bigger group.
Hey, Chris, did you get with Kayla about the Legion thing off topic?
Yes, she is going to try and get us in a kit. That way I can run us a nice casual summer league.
Okay.
And the idea with that's just going to be simple. Just come in anytime during the time frame the league's running, play as many games you want. Whoever wins, they send me a message, and I'll be like, okay. And we just tally up whoever has the most wins at the end of the season.
Okay.
So, and it's going to be mainly for bragging rights. I'm going to make sure everyone gets the same big prize kit.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
So you mean like you could be somebody who plays like once a week, but then you could also have somebody who plays like 3 times a week?
Yeah.
So are you going to run the winner as in more of like just number of wins, or are you going to do like a percentage of wins compared to how many games they played?
I'll put it like this. The way I had written up the rules for the summer league was, say I can only play once during like this week, and I play against Austin, who runs Rebel. So it'll be a Rebel versus Rebel game. Whoever wins it is going to get 1 victory point. But say if I was playing, say, Calvin, who runs Imperials, to stay within the theme as a thematic bonus, if you're playing against an opposite faction, if you win, you get 2 victory points for that game.
Okay. So is it?
But let's say Kelvin plays 3 games and wins all 3 against whoever, but I only play once against him and I win, I get 2, so he's going to get 3 regardless if he wins all 3 games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That you should be running it more of like a percentage of the wins compared to games, because you could have somebody who's running 20 games in the total time frame, and somebody can run 5.
Yeah, and that's why I made it where it's casual, because it doesn't matter if you're first or last. Really, your wins is just for bragging rights by the end of it, because everyone's going to get the same big prize package kit.
Okay, it's more of like how many wins can you accumulate? Okay, so as long as the prize wasn't based on how many wins you got.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, unless it's a tournament, I don't want to base prizes off of how well you place, because I don't want someone to feel like, well, I can never play this game that good, or I can't make it that often. I want everyone to have a fair chance at the same stuff.
Right, yeah, because you don't want that person saying, well, I only can get up there once a week. Like, me, I can pretty much 2, maybe 3 times a week I can get up there if I tried to. But then you have somebody who only can get up there once.
Right.
You don't want to say, okay, well, they got 1 win, I got 4.
Yeah, exactly.
But I won off all of mine. They won the 1 that they had, so more of like percentage. So I got 100%. They got 100%.
Yeah, and I might try and do something for like maybe the top 3 win players. Maybe make like a little mini trophy thing. That way they can have something to show off.
Like the bragging right title.
That's not a bad idea. It'll be called the Bragging Rights Trophy. It says it right there on it.
Yeah.
The Braggards Cup.
The Braggers Cup. That'll be a good one.
And then just get a trophy as of like a big cup.
Sure.
I mean, it's like if you win the Braggers Cup, it's a dice holder for you.
I would say the big cup thing. I have one of my trophies from when I was a kid. I don't remember which one it was, but it was just one big cup, on a wooden base. I was like, wow, good trophy.
All right, so I'm taking off, guys. See y'all later.
All right, Darrin. I'll see you next time.
See, look, I said it on time this time.
What's that? I
said it on time this time.
Yeah, you said it before you signed off. It's funny because Darren's one of those guys that's, when he gets on here and we do this, the stream, when I stop broadcasting, the stream still stays up so we can still talk to each other.
He'll be off like that.
And as soon as that little thing up in the corner where it says live and then off air, as soon as it hit off air, boom, he's off.
Yeah, it's like he's got it synced.
Yeah. One time I've kept him after, and it's only because I talked to him before and said, don't log off when you're done. And so, but okay, so now we'll talk about some lists. Now, this is a list that Chris and I were talking about this week, and I actually ran last night, which I failed big time on.
Would you say it would have gone differently if I had flown it?
Well, I mean,
Did you think it came to mainly dice rolls?
I think it came mainly to dice rolls because I flew it the way we had talked about, and the actions and stuff exactly the way we talked about it. The problem is those dice things. Like when I said that one time he rolls 4 hits and I roll blanks. Or I think it was a blank and a focus, and I didn't have any tokens.
Chris is stupid lucky with his damn dice rolls and the way that his opponents roll back against him. I'm telling y'all, he's got weighted dice. I'm calling it.
I completely agree because my dice suck. I think mine are weighted, but on the wrong fucking side.
See, my dice roll good. Like I said, the week before I played Chris, I went 200-0 against my opponent. Then I played against Chris, and what happened? It slapped. 200-0, my loss. And it's like, what the? Yeah. What? How? Why?
Yeah, now you got points against me when I played you. You killed the B-Wing, and yeah, that was it. You killed the B-Wing. That was it. You didn't get half points on the other ships.
Hey, you know what? I still rolled all green dice well against you. Survived 600 hit/crits.
I know. Let's. I promise we're gonna come back to your list just a sec because let's see. Let's do the math here. So it was. I did 17 damage through on the defender, and you blocked 9 of it.
Yep.
Any other ship, it would have been vaporized way earlier.
Yep. Again, I got skills. Fight me. And I made sure that I wasn't bumping or missing. Again, that's why I was so happy I had collision detector, because I had to pop it during one of those to make sure I had that evade token, because it's one of those. Had I not been getting that free evade token because of the defender, it would have been over forever ago, because I was popping that evade token every turn as well to change that one blank over.
I will admit it was hilarious every time I popped off Smuggler, because she would see my initial roll and she'd be like, it's not that bad. I'm going to damage myself. Next thing you know, there's like 4 criticals. She's like, mother humper. She was getting mad.
The song Hurt by Johnny Cash was very prominent that entire game.
But yeah. But yeah, back to the list. I guess everyone's probably wondering, like, what is this list? They're talking about it.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was an Empire list because, I only fly Empire or First Order. But, anyways, so we had Colonel Jendon in the Lambda, and we only had Emperor Palpatine. Originally, when we talked about it, we had fire control systems on there. But, after going through thinking about it, they don't have a target lock.
Yeah.
We didn't have the points for the title, so I tossed that one off to the side. So they gave me down 196. So I actually had the bid on him because I don't remember what he was at, 199 or something. But anyways, so I had Palp on him, which helped out so many times. I needed it. It would have been over so much quicker if I hadn't had Palp. Like that one time when I said the 4, and I think it was 3 blanks and a focus, and I was thinking, oh shit, I already used him. I'd already used Palp that round. I'm like, son of a bitch. He had no force token. So anyways, the other one was Lieutenant Kessel and the Aggressor with Juke, ion missiles, shield upgrade, ion cannon turret, and veteran turret gunner. Now, I will tell you the whole combo that we talked about, the juke with Kestel's pilot ability worked so well. So, you got juke, which does what turns one of your evades to a focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we have Kestel, and I don't even know if it's a him or a her, or but anyways, there says while you perform an attack after the defender rolls defense dice, you may spend 1 focus token to cancel all of the defender's blank and focus results. Now, the interesting part about it doesn't say what part of it, after the neutralized steps or anything. It just says after the defender rolls dice. So there's at any time in there. So it doesn't really give that. So you got that juke that goes off. You turn that 1 to focus. And even if he has a focus token, you cancel all of those before he even uses it.
Yep. Just throw it out the window.
Yeah. So it did help a couple times. So and it was great because it was pretty awesome. Now the ion cannon turret I got off a couple times and worked. The missiles didn't do shit. But the veteran turret gunner did come in too, because when he had flown past me, I still was able to shoot this way, and then I shot out that way. It worked. So that was good. Now the third one was the let me get me on the screen here. The Ultimate Father right there. Darth Vader. And he had fire control systems hate shield upgrade. One time it was funny as I rolled and everything, and then at the end, after it was over and we started going for dials, Kyle goes, "Man, you forgot your fire control systems." Son of a bitch. Because that would have helped out. I could have done that 1 reroll, and maybe it would have helped out. But the hate one time, that was all I was able to use it. Because when he actually got damage through, it was terrible.
Yeah, because you rolled all blanks, didn't you?
Yeah, I was rolling blanks like fucking crazy. You know what I'm going to do? Next time I play, I'm going to have a little notebook with me. I'm going to write down how many times I've rolled blanks. Just a tick mark.
If it's high enough, just buy a new pack of dice on your way out of the store.
I know. I might just do that.
Or just during the lunch break.
All I'm saying is I apparently have a lot more fun when I do this, just because I've played, drinking X-Wing games, and one of the games I've played before is take a sip every time you roll a blank.
I'd be fucked up in the first game.
I think my favorite X-Wing drinking game is... There was one where I got way too messed up. Thankfully, I run Imperials that don't have a lot of shields, because it was take a shot every time you lose a shield, and then take a shot every time you lose a ship.
Well, at least you only took a shot when you lost the ship.
Pretty much.
That would be terrible. Man, we need to get together and do one of them drinking games with the X-Wing game. What do you think, Chris?
Doesn't have to be X-Wing. I could bring the freaking Star Wars Trivial. Get a question wrong, take a shot.
You deserve to take a shot if you lose, if you get a question wrong.
I'm about to say, with kind of how obsessed we all are in it.
Yeah, I know. It was funny because before they had put out this, Star Wars had put out this, or their books or whatever, one of those books where it's the questions and the answer, it's a trivia book. and they had a question in there that was, and it was wrong. And it was only wrong because that one was printed before a book came out. But after that book came out, that made the answer wrong. Introduce something else. Because, okay, how about this? During episode 4, were the stormtroopers clones?
Repeat the question?
During episode 4, were the stormtroopers clones?
No.
No.
No, exactly. They weren't. There is a reason why, because you look over there and they're all different sizes.
Yeah, Mr. One going through the door frame.
In fact, some of the best fan-made videos are based on some of those stormtroopers, where it's one of those you watch like them in the midst of the battle, and you watch like everybody like dying and shit, and you just watch them just sit there going, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm like, no, because they were clones, and then to a certain point, they got to a point where the clones they couldn't make any more clones off of the clones, So they ended up doing recruits. That's like even Solo. I mean, what was he doing? He was joining the Empire. He wasn't a clone.
Yeah, because you're right, because he would have been training to eventually be a stormtrooper.
Well, I mean, he ended up becoming a mud trooper, which is the same thing, just in the mud.
He was pretty much in the army, and he failed at his career, and they put him as an infantryman.
Yeah.
Well, you see, what happened was he wanted this MOS. What he didn't realize is he had to go to officer school for that. Well, he flunked out of officer school, so instead they're like, hey, that MOS you wanted, you can take this one instead.
Yeah, we had a I don't remember what rank was he. Was it a lieutenant or a captain? I don't remember which one it was, but I was in the army and in the finance corps, and we got a captain that was used to be infantry, but he got injured, so he couldn't do his infantry job anymore. So they reclassed him over to finance, and then he was finance. But
I'm hoping he was at least good at math.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was smart. He was a smart guy, at least.
It's not about being smart. You can be smart and be bad at math.
No.
I'm smart, but math is awful.
He was smart, but he got over there and he had no idea of what we actually did. But like, I even had a captain when I was in Korea that he was the company XO, and he didn't even know the way how to use the system we used every freaking day, all day long, So it just amazed me that they're putting him as a finance guy and he doesn't even know how to finance system, But anyways, he did shortly, because he sat with me and I taught him, and I'm still friends with him right now. So he's a major, and now he's going, I think, to Virginia. He's on his way over there. He was, luckily, he got stationed in Hawaii.
Asshole.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you are aware of this, but Steven and I's original PCS station before El Paso, up to 1 month before we were supposed to leave, was supposed to be Hawaii. And then exactly 1 month before our PCS date came around, they're like, hey, by the way.
Right, because remember at that time, that was when Michelle and I were still trying to plan our wedding, and we were planning on going out to Hawaii before other things changed in our life. And we were talking to you and Steven before you guys left about bringing you guys to the wedding, or inviting you guys to the wedding. So, but yeah, so things changed. We stayed in North Carolina.
I'm still bitter.
I know. I'm sorry.
Well, I can't be too upset because, again, had he been deployed, being in Hawaii, it would have been impossible to come home for that. Just the cost alone to just come home from that wouldn't have been worth it financially.
It's like, oh no, I'm stuck in Hawaii.
Right, but I mean, it's your reasoning would be the same reason why we ended up not going to Hawaii for the wedding. Financially, it's really costly.
Yeah.
So when that cost got too high, we said, okay, let's change it to Asheville, North Carolina. By the way, my ex-wife thinks that I took the kids out of state for our wedding.
I'm pretty sure Asheville's still in North Carolina. I mean, last I checked.
I know.
I know there's been a lot of hurricanes that came through, so hey, if there's like a giant, moat now that split it off into its own little island, hey.
Maybe the hurricane didn't just pull up the state lines and move them.
You know what? They're damn well trying.
They're trying, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, so shit, we got off on way too much off of this list.
Something else I'm thinking about with this list building, and I'm going to pull it back to mine real quick in my match with Chris. Chris and I it was very clear that having that evade token is why that defender lasted as long as it did. That's the only reason I was able to kill that B-Wing, is because I was able to take that many hits and crits. Had he had that jamming beacon we were talking about earlier, had he had the ability to strip that evade token, that list would have been dead. As much as we were talking shit on it earlier, I can really see how that could be a really good upgrade card, because not only are you hindering phantoms, you're breaking down defenders. You can essentially break the entire Imperial faction through being able to get rid of evade tokens, because most Imperial ships rely on being able to do things with evade tokens. They're more likely to take juke. They're more likely to need it, again, save for the defenders. Because most Imperial ships outside of the defenders or phantom aren't rolling a whole lot of evade dice, so some of them, they need that token.
Right, there are not too many in the Imperial faction who's got like three agilities like the defenders do. So,
I can definitely see how that list came in top. Do I still find it boring meta? God, yes, of course I do. Everyone's running it. Well, I don't find it boring meta. I find it meta. It's meta. It means everyone's doing it. But I can't really say that I would agree it's boring, because it's clever and it's smart and it's playing against what all the other meta is. So, as a group, what can we do to fight against the new meta? That meta was designed to defeat the 4 phantoms. We'll say that, as far as it looks, that's been achieved. So now how do we defeat this one?
What, your 2 defenders?
No, what the dude who won the Italy.
Oh, the one they call like Rebel Beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those problems though, because it's. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to the list.
Because it's a really good, really diverse list, and it's really hard to design a list specifically to go against it.
Right. So, like, even the guy who won the Italian System Open, what are the B-Wings got for hull damage right now? I mean, shield and hull.
I believe
it's 4 shields, 4 hull, 3 attack dice, 1 defense.
Yep, it should be 8 total.
Yep.
Mind you, most people usually run either shield or hull upgrade on them, so you're usually shooting at 9.
Right. So this one had the 2 blue squadron pilots with a hull upgrade. So each one of them had 9. So there's 18 already. So you got Wedge. How many hit points does it take?
Fuck, Wedge is pretty bad too. Isn't he 5 total? Isn't he 2 shield, 3 hull?
I'm trying to pull him up. What is Wedge? Wedge is 4 and 2. 4 hull, 2 shields.
I just realized with him running Wedge, Steve is going to be excited. He used to love running Wedge, and he got very upset when he found out that it's very hard to run him.
All right, so the next one they had is Cassian, who had 5 hull and 3 shields, so that's another 8.
Yeah, see,
So-
and that's what I'm hearing. It's a bunch of shield and hold you have to just eat through.
Yeah, so that's what
This is the same
32?
problem that I had with Chris's list. The 2 B wings, 2 Y wings. It's a lot of eating through a lot of shields, a lot of hull, while also taking some pretty strong hits. B wings, for what they're worth, they might not have the biggest agility, but they punch really, really hard.
Especially if they're stressed. What do you think, Chris? You're making some faces over there. I see it.
I'm bitter about B wings right now. A lot of people are playing B wings right now, which makes me worried that they're going to get a point increase.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Especially when they're, let's put it like this. I'm excited to listen to the coming up FFG one where they talk about point changes, because that's exactly what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to change B wing point values. I'm expecting B wings and phantoms to be the ones to take the hit and get nerfed this time.
All right, so
Hands down.
So if they get nerfed, what do you think they might beef up?
I don't think that they're necessarily going to beef anything up right now, because there's a lot of decent ships. There's a lot of other things floating around the meta that's really good. And I've noticed that FFG is really good about nerfing things right as new waves are coming out, because they're going to expect everyone will replace it with the new stuff. It's a good sales tactic, because if you shoot the thing everybody's running, well, then they're going to go into what can they run next? The next big meta that's been taking over Vassal lately are the new little droid ships, because all of the stats and stuff for those, I know that we were talking about, well, technically you can't find them. You can, because they already have all of that uploaded into Vassal. They do actually have the points and stuff for them. So you could technically run the hyenas. They're in Vassal.
Oh wow,
But
the Hyena bombers are already in there. See, I
Mhm.
don't play Vassal because I never got it working on my computer right. So someone like you need to come over here and show me how to use it.
Will do. I can do that easy.
So,
Then you'll be able to play Steve, and he'll stop whining at me trying to get a game in.
okay, well then you need to come over, girl.
I
Michelle,
needed to come over anyway. Michelle will love it.
yeah, I say Michelle would love it. Because you know some of you guys come over, some of the guys come over, and it's like, okay, now I'm gonna go hide in my room. But you come, she can actually like be out here and be happy. Like right now, where do you think she is?
Probably hiding out.
I bet you she's in the tub.
Hey, you know what? Bath bombs are the shit. Even if they fill the bathtub with glitter, they make
Hey,
Steve mad.
she loves those bath bombs because I always get her bath bombs that have little toys in the middle, and that's what she likes.
So what
was
you're
like-
saying is I need to pick her up one of the ones from Target that comes with this cute little, it's like an ice cube in it, but the moment it's exposed to water, it lights up.
Yeah, she got one of those, something like that, and I was like, and I went in there, and you know it's all foamy and stuff, but there was one thing that's just lit. And I'm like, what the hell? You got a light in there?
Yeah,
Bomb.
it's called I think they're called glow bombs, and like I said, they sell them at Target. They're like $6-7. You drop them in the tub and then boom, it lights up.
Yeah, she loves those things.
I love the scientific aspect behind it. I was sitting there all freaking out, like spazzing out, because Steve heard me like freaking out and spazzing out, and he comes rushing in, going, "You're in the tub. You shouldn't be dying. How did you have a Belladin in the bathtub? Stop dying!" And it's like, no, look, it lights up in the water. Look, the engineering behind this. This is so cool. And he's sitting there just looking at me, going, "Okay, stop screaming."
It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, my bad.
Yeah, I get it because the first time I saw it too, I was wondering, but she was all excited. I'm like, well, it's just a light, okay. But yeah, she loves those things. But anyways, I knew she was going to be taking a bath tonight, so she's probably sitting in there. She'll sit in there for hours if I don't tell her. And we have one of those big corner jacuzzi tubs.
Jealous.
Yeah, she loves that thing. So
Yeah.
I love it too because when I'm hurting, I can go in there and have those jets going on me. It feels good.
Yeah.
But
It looks like I have to head out.
All right. Well, I mean, I was just about to say we should be cutting this to the end, anyways.
Good point.
So it's already 11 o'clock. So I was just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So you got 1 minute.
I can do a minute.
All right. So you can go ahead and catch us next week. We'll be back on, and hopefully something else will come out like today. This week, nothing from FFG in article wise. So just things that they post in the forums that we can talk about.
Maybe they'll go and they'll fix the rules that they messed up.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe they'll finally get out that preview article, the resistance pod and the resistance transport. So that'll be good. But all right, so I'll see you guys next time, and make sure you like this video if you actually liked it. Subscribe to our page, and then click the little notification so you can get notified when we do a podcast. Also, down in the notes, we have links to our Facebook page and our audio. What I do is I take this whole thing and I turn it into an audio file and flip it out there for people to listen to if they can't watch. So there, and then also some links in there for other people's podcasts or painting business. So thank you, Bella, for joining us, our own little rainbow warrior.
Cheers. I'll be back again with a webcam next time.
Yeah, hopefully. And thank you, Chris, for joining me. All right, and we'll see you next time. This is Viper Squadron, and we are out.